Welcome to this week's episode of Lagniappe. I am your host, Rob Holbert, along with some hungover people from Mardi Gras.
Ashley Trice.
Scott Johnson, only slightly.
Kyle, swimming in doubloons, Hamrick.
Yeah.
Tommy Hicks.
Kyle's giving himself a name.
Are you sure we are recording?
I was going to say, we are recording. I was going to say that folks may have missed us last week because we had a technical difficulty, possibly created by the fact I may not have pushed the button to record. Because we did record we did attempt to record one, and we ended up with half of it. And so we didn't get one done last week. So I'm sorry to those who were looking for Lagniappe last week. We are recording today. I'm checking. We are absolutely recording at this point, and it is Ash Wednesday, the day after the mayhem. I had on my calendar today that I would be going to rehab. I have not left yet, though, so we're doing this first.
There's still time.
There is still time. There's time in the day. Well, what was the overall? I mean, it's Mardi Gras, right? Was it anything that stood out?
I thought it was a really well attended, and the weather was just beautiful, except I think for like one parade, and when it was freezing cold.
That's a good point.
So I mean, for the most part, other than the shenanigans on Sunday night with the shootings, I think everyone was pretty well behaved from what I could tell.
Yes, it was a pretty good overall. I mean, the shooting we'll talk about the shooting in a minute. And then we had also last night we had an unusual circumstance where the police actually pulled somebody off a float for aggressively tossing. Is that what it was?
Yeah, aggressively tossing throws.
Aggressively tossing. That turned into people getting hit in the face with bags of beads.
Allegedly.
So was that like would that have been like an assault charge? Is that what they
I've got no idea. And I really...
Or disorderly conduct?
There may be a special code section in the law for
Just
Mardi
for
Gras.
Mardi Gras being.
So,
Misfortune.
This is the double OMs, Order of Myths.
Yeah. Pretty rare. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen that.
I've never seen it.
We've always talked about people throwing hard.
Yeah.
We complain when people don't throw hard. I mean, so it's...
yes, that's the issue, right?
We were right. I was right there. So, I just walked over, took some pictures. I talked to a couple people who were standing there, saw the whole thing. But it was they stopped the float apparently with more information today after someone was hit in the face and required some kind of medical attention.
Yes,
they had apparently identified the guy. The motorcycles tracked the float down, stopped it, pulled the guy off. Had him in handcuffs. I saw him walk off, and then after that, I learned later that he was not arrested.
Right.
He just detained and then released, and that the OOM are going to deal with him internally. Typically, if an officer doesn't see a crime occur,
right,
it has to be the victim has to step in and file a warrant,
right, file charges.
So I don't know if that's happening with whoever was hit. But there have been many people come in, in our social media posts saying that they were either hit or that their child was hit.
Right.
One person said their kids' glasses were broken, and it's unclear whether they're directing that at this specific individual. I don't know how you tell because they're all wearing masks and wearing the same.
Well, it's something that, I mean, first of all, if you know the people that are wearing a mask, you know who they are. I mean, you can tell. But
that's true.
But I mean, this happens every single year. Some person on one of these floats decides to, relive the high school days of their fastball and, just pounding people in the face with beads.
Uncle Ricoing, throwing
but
it.
Sometimes they're trying to give their friends extra treats.
True.
Yeah. So,
yes.
I mean, it's...
Most dangerous time is when the float has gone past and someone recognizes you and tries to hit you from 150 feet away or whatever.
Rob, I've seen you take a bag of throws straight to the head.
Oh, yeah. My stepdaughter hit me in top of the head this year. She nailed me. I bent over to pick up some other beads. And I remember, was it last year or the year before that somebody over at the garage got knocked out? I mean, I think it was
Jana?
Somebody. It was. There was one. There was a woman who got knocked out, and the other one was like, just get up. She's just faking or whatever. But
she like hit the barricade.
I thought a barricade was involved.
But there was a dude who actually got hit in the face hard enough where I think he was knocked out. But this case, as Ashley said before we started recording, it brings up it raises the question: how hard is too hard? Right? Yes.
How hard is too hard?
Brought to you by Cialis.
But because there is a question of, when you go to a parade, you got to be prepared. You got to be looking and alert.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, so that's how do you prosecute something? How do you?
I mean, I remember when I took my now 16-year-old son to his first Mardi Gras, we stood way back trying to protect him, and of course he got just nailed in the head with a bag of peanuts.
Right. Is that why y'all call him Peanut now?
Throwing the nuts too hard.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it is a thing. So I mean, you're defending.
I don't think anybody was intentionally doing that. So, yeah.
I mean, people throw it kind of hard, especially when they're trying to reach somebody who's on the back or whatever.
And this guy was doing it the whole time, and there were multiple people, and the cops. He just kept doing it. I could see maybe you could.
If they're building a case, it would raise the question of whether people, they're going to defend themselves. They just couldn't catch. I don't know. But yeah,
I mean, like
it seems like something. Hopefully, that at least all the parading organizations need to consider that this is something that they don't need to do. There's somebody that has to be adult enough not to be throwing the beads and just blasting people as hard as they can.
I saw allegations of other things too, like someone apparently threw a fluorescent light bulb at somebody, a spear. I don't know.
Then there was one from the MOT parade where someone claimed they got busted upside the head with a full bottle of beer.
Yeah,
from one of the floats.
That's a common one.
Somebody threw that.
People were talking about the TV being thrown in Mamga, I think.
Yeah.
Which I feel like the danger there is the dog pile that happens on top of
the fight for the TV. Yeah. Yes, possibly.
It really seems like the TV might not work. I
would say after you hurl a TV off the side, it may not.
It's a nice thought.
May not function properly. I don't know.
People were like, it was a 27, 28-inch TV. I was like, how you can't even watch it? I mean, it's so small.
Yeah, so that's not a big TV any longer. And take a 27-inch TV upside your head does not sound like fun. The thing I noticed this year, I thought there were a lot of people throwing stuff across the parade route at each other. That's usually a no-no, but it's like there was a lot of stuff flying back and forth.
All those footballs,
yeah. There was some guy that was friends of friend that was standing out here from Salt Lake City, and he started throwing stuff back, and I was like, that will be the easiest way for you to go to jail. Ease up there, Salt Lake.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Some lady was trying to throw a frisbee to her friend across the street and knock me upside the head.
That was great. I watched that whole thing happen.
Just like from a foot away or something like that.
Yeah, she was like right there.
Oh.
Yeah.
There was also in front of the garage, there was a hip-shaking police officer who really made the rounds on social media.
Yes.
Not just our video, but there was several other videos going around.
Dancing police officer was a huge hit.
Yeah.
We had close to, I think we had close to more than 500,000 hits or close to 1 million hits on that thing. It was crazy. Yes. He's quite a dancer. He had a faux hawk too. So
he does.
He has a faux hawk.
Fedora as well. So.
Well, yeah. And then, of course, the fave is always the Comic Cowboys. We always love to see what they've got going on. Any particular favorites?
I liked the Lane Kiffin one, the age of consent, asking what the age of consent is in Louisiana. Asking for a friend. I liked the Tony Kinnan one, the Naked and Afraid.
Naked and Afraid.
Although
Tony
they spelled
Kinnan.
his name wrong.
Yeah. It's O-N, not A.
Do they do that on purpose, though, sometimes, I think?
Well, yeah.
They do have a lot of misspellings, but this one says like Samantha Ingram says, but it's S-E-Z. So
they do that quite. I think they do that pretty often.
That one was funny, too.
Yeah, it says Samantha Ingram says she is from South Georgia. We assume she meant Oakley. That's pretty good.
Yeah. That wasn't bad. There was a rip on the Auburn, although I didn't really quite get this one. Oh, only okay. I got it. The difference between Auburn and cereal: only one belongs in a bowl. Yeah,
nice.
That seems like a reused one, but
the Mayor Kennan one was Mayor Kennan stars in Naked and Afraid in Orange Beach. Obviously, a nod to the story that Rob Holbert had last summer.
Kyle and I both did.
Kyle.
Team
coverage there.
Amtrak
Johnson.
still killing it.
That one was rough.
Picture of it.
Brutal.
Hamtramck.
The Spiro and Sandy ones were really good.
Oh, the Spiro one where they were basically calling him fat. I mean, it was a little cold, but
Greer's, just because they've got it doesn't mean you need to eat it.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
I did actually. I went to the barn party for the Comic Cowboys, and Spiro was there, and he was laughing at all of that. Wow. So he was being a good sport.
Oh, that's good. Spiro,
he seems like he'd be a good sport on that.
With the old Cracker Barrel and the new Cracker Barrel with Spiro and Sandy, that one was
old
good.
Old Cracker, new Cracker, yes.
Spring Hill Jogger Moms, the best speed humps in town. That was pretty funny.
I liked also the Shannara one, injured in a fishing boat. Call me Venezuela. I like that. Was pretty good. I thought this year was funnier than they've had in a while. They did pretty well. And then the Spiro's last name spelled 3 different ways and crossed out and said it's just all Greek to me.
Clever.
The Mima's run her last race.
Yeah,
with,
that
Elmer's glue and a picture of her on it.
That was a good one. I liked that one too. The Elmer's glue was pretty good.
Sometimes they can be a bit of a head scratcher, but they did a good job.
There were some very good ones. And then, of course, unfortunately, we go talk about the shootings downtown during Mardi Gras, or during after Joe Cain on Joe Cain night. That was one that really, I know that the city quickly tried to downplay that Mardi Gras didn't have anything to do with it. That's a tough one to say that Mardi Gras didn't have anything to do with it, because there were a lot of people downtown because of Mardi Gras, but it didn't happen during the parades.
Yeah. It wasn't a Mardi Gras sponsored event that people were there, but obviously people were downtown for the Mardi Gras season.
But I just don't think, the police presence was here. They were everywhere. They were everywhere. It's just hard to say that. I don't know how you make people stop shooting each other who are just determined to shoot each other and who don't care if they're police right there.
Especially when so we learned Sunday night there were 2 incidents, almost simultaneously on Dolphin, where 7 people ended up having gunshot wounds of varying degrees, and then allegedly an attempted robbery 2 blocks away, that parking lot between Joachim and Jackson, where the robber was shot and killed in a shootout.
Didn't somebody get run over by a truck, or is that just an urban legend?
Not been confirmed, so I don't know. It's being handed over to a grand jury. I don't know if running over somebody with a truck, after something that seems like it's
that may be. I don't want to spread disinformation. I just saw that somewhere that
not unconfirmed.
People just felt like they had been run over.
Yeah, maybe so. That was me the next day.
But so that happened within minutes of each other.
Right.
So close that they actually thought they were connected in some way. So they disclosed all that Monday morning after in a press conference and detail. And what we come to find out this morning, there was another shooting 20 minutes before.
Right.
So they had
on Broad Street.
Yeah. They had two juveniles shot and injured.
Over Broad and Savannah.
So knowing that, and they were already pushing officers into downtown anyway, probably in response to that incident. Yeah. And then another guy flashing a gun with a Glock switch on it. The temperature was rising, apparently. They knew it was. They were flooding people in. And, he said there were 35 to 50 police officers in that area.
So, I don't think you can blame this on a lack of police presence. And it just is. It is unfortunately part of the time we live in that there are people who are shooting each other in big crowds and in front of people and in front of police officers, and just it is happening. Overall, I would say, I still feel pretty safe at Mardi Gras, but there's there are certainly.
Those things did happen at 11 o'clock at night.
Wandering around doing crazy stuff like that. And speaking of people wandering around, Kyle, you're going to love this, but I've come to the conclusion that the scooters are just a menace downtown.
They are a menace.
I've come to the conclusion.
They definitely should be banned during Mardi Gras.
There were 8-year-olds and 9-year-olds all over these scooters,
bobbing and weaving through
crowds, down the sidewalk. I was like, someone's about to lose an ankle.
I feel like the oldest man, get off my lawn at this point. But and I know I would have had a blast on those little scooters when I was a kid. But
during Mardi Gras,
I don't listen. You're not supposed to be. They're not supposed to be available to children.
No,
am I wrong?
No, they're not supposed to be, because you have to have a driver's license to activate it.
And also,
and
these things are scattered all over town right now. They're everywhere.
Nuisance.
They're all over the sidewalks everywhere. But I mean, there were so many instances. I mean, one of them almost, I thought it was going to hit my daughter, and I was like, we're about to have a fight. It's like,
Well, I am so glad y'all have seen the light. Y'all have jumped on board this scooter with me.
I know it's coming back up for
the contract
renewal,
goes out in the spring.
They need to have some serious. They need to rethink how they're doing this, and it needs to have
1,000%
some real guardrails on it, because it is out of control, and the teenagers are all over, and younger than teenagers now. And I mean, even just on a regular Friday or Saturday night, there's lots of kids getting on them. Yeah. And kind of creating little scooter gangs. But I mean, during Mardi Gras,
like Mad Max style.
That was freaking mayhem. I mean, it's trying to walk down the street.
And they're going. And they're like 30 miles an hour. And they're probably not that fast.
Well, no, but they are flying. They're flying. And they're going down the wrong way.
Takes a back with the wrong step, and they are.
And then, done. Yeah. It's a nuisance is the word.
But we're going to put just put Mardi Gras 2026 to bed.
Well, hold on. I did want to say one more thing. I did really like that Protect the Moon Pie movement.
Yeah, the Protect the Moon Pie movement.
Really cute. So
yes. Did it work?
No.
It did not seem to. I saw a lot of moon pies that were assaulted.
But see, I like them better when they've been stepped on. It's like a grilled cheese at that point.
Kyle, what the heck?
I don't think
just one good step.
I don't think they're worthy of protection. I can't stand them.
I love them.
But I still thought it was a fun.
You're the guy who's scraping them off the pavement and eating them.
Sometimes there's some discernment there, but I really like a good flat.
I'm only eating.
Maybe. What I do in the privacy of my home is my business.
Like they're great.
He's got a special pair of slippers he uses to do that.
That's my moon pie slippers.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back and talk about some sports with Tommy Hicks. And we are back with the newly inducted into Lifetime Achievement Award winner. I'm sorry.
It means I'm old.
Yes, Tommy Hicks, Alabama Press Association Lifetime Achievement Award winner. Yay.
Ooh, and the crowd goes wild.
Very nice. Congratulations again. We're very, very proud of you. That's awesome.
Proud to have reached the age where I can be a lifetime.
Well, it's good. You could be glad it's not posthumous.
It's been a posthumous award, and I wouldn't have liked that very much.
How was the ceremony?
It was good. It was good. It was just it was a luncheon, and had a good crowd there. Good.
I saw you got up and you made some comments, and you had a few a little speech there. Was that it went well? You had fun?
Yeah, I'm not really good at that. But in fact, I wrote down like notes 5 minutes, 10 minutes beforehand. And I said, okay, this is what I want to touch on. Then I got up there and I said the first thing, and then my head just went totally somewhere else.
Right.
And I looked down and I was on page 2 of my notes and not page 1. And so page 1 just got totally left behind. And I ended up mentioning, everybody I could see.
Right. Well,
forgot to mention my daughter. Forgot to mention the APA. But other than that, I was outstanding. And everyone was touched and crying.
A lot of tears.
Oh, it was terrible.
Not a dry eye in the room.
Not a single one.
Good work. So what we got going on right now? We've got a lot of basketball. We've got South Regional going on, right?
Yep. The South Regional High School basketball is going on in Montgomery. Those are our teams. That's where they are. We've already had 2 winners this morning. With this morning being Wednesday, Mobile Christian Girls won, so they will advance to the championship game. And the Bayside Academy boys won theirs. Both of those are Class 3A, so they'll move on. Orange Beach boys and girls played later today in 4A. The boys played Jackson, Miss Ash's Aggies, who are 2-time defending state champs. So
they got a good program going on at Jackson. They're pretty good at everything.
Themselves some athletes.
Move up to the Pond City.
They're good at everything up there.
Yeah. And you see, recently they hired Ryan Little from the Saraland staff to be their new head coach in football, because the head coach took the Phoenix City Central job when Patrick Nix decided to go into the missionary position.
Okay, the missionary position.
Which is a little...
Okay, well, that's good. I'm glad he went there.
Missionary position? You like the way I worked that in?
That was nice.
Thanks.
Sure, he would appreciate that too.
Oh, without question.
This is the kind of witty stuff that we missed by not being at your award ceremony.
Yes, exactly. But then we've got tons of other teams going up playing the next couple of days there. It is crossover season.
Yeah.
So it means that softball, baseball,
everything's
tennis,
happening.
golf, soccer, outdoor track, all of that is going on now, really getting started both in colleges and high schools. So just keep coming to the website and going to the paper.
And speaking of softball, you have a feature this week on Daphne's new softball stadium.
Yeah, they got a brand new all synthetic field, synthetic turf.
Never played baseball on synthetic turf. I can't imagine that for some reason.
Saraland's baseball and softball are both all synthetic. South Alabama last year.
Yeah. Okay.
Opened up completely synthetic field. I mean, when you're talking
it's so
money,
realistic, you'd never know the difference.
Synthetic dirt.
Yeah.
No,
there's no dirt anywhere.
No
Even
dirt.
the dirt is fake.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it really?
It is.
Okay.
Now, some places have the dirt mound and a dirt home plate. I don't
like that
know
area
why.
at home, so you can slide maybe.
I guess so.
I guess you can still slide on
You
the
can still
synthetic
slide.
dirt.
Probably better.
Yep.
Maybe stopping the slide would be a problem against.
Put a little baby oil on your legs and go. Yeah.
Better do it, or else you get those nice little rug burns.
That's it.
That you don't like.
Okay.
But it's a really nice facility on the opposite side of the campus from where the field originally was. But they got a really big, huge locker room now for the team and maintenance area and practice facilities.
That is pretty fancy for softball.
Fancy.
And then also you had a story this week on Lorraine and Scott Novak at the tennis center.
Absolutely. Husband and wife team do a great job. Ashley knows for sure. The Novaks do really great work at the Mobile Tennis Center. Been there like 23 years now, I think, doing this. And they were inducted as a couple into the Alabama Tennis Foundation Hall of Fame a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, cool. I think it just, even if you don't care about tennis as a sport, that facility is such an important economic engine in the city. You just don't understand. I mean, we're a tennis family and go to all these tournaments, and you don't understand how many hundreds of kids are coming and filling hotel rooms and eating at restaurants multiple nights. And it's just about every weekend. I mean, it's not just kids too. It's ladies league and men's league and all these superstar junior tournaments. I mean, it's hard to get those, to have that level of a tournament. So without them, I don't know what that tennis center is going to be like. So I hope they stay around for.
Yeah, Scott said he rode Lorraine's coattails into this one because she really runs all of the tournaments that are there. And they brought in, I mean, what they said, they brought in $26 million in economic impact last year alone.
Right. Wow.
Which is it's a chunk of money right there.
It's impressive. Yeah. All right. Well,
well deserved.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break. We will come back and talk a little bit more. And we are back. One of the things that has been going on here lately, and we talked about it last week, but it didn't record, was the effort to make the public service commissioners in the state appointees rather than to be elected officials any longer. And where is that right now, Kyle? I know you've been covering this.
So the bill that has been put up in the House has by State Rep Chip Brown from Mobile has been sidelined. The temperature got a little too hot from the public last week, so they decided not to vote on it. They're still working through the one in the Senate.
But these are identical bills in the Senate and the House.
Same bills. They just put them on same tracks and see which chamber can get it through first. Some people have jumped ship from it in the Senate. There was a state senator from Birmingham who was initially signed onto it, and she said on her Facebook, I've heard from y'all not going to support this anymore.
I have not seen, we've been covering this for a few weeks now, and I have not seen I don't think I've seen a single comment in favor of this.
Not from the public, only from the politicians.
Yeah, I mean, not
from the politicians.
I don't think I've seen any just regular citizen who's commenting say that they think it's a good idea.
No. I mean, some folks have been saying, how could it be worse than what we have now? But at least with the current way, we can vote.
I'm not a big fan of the whole, it's so bad, let's just do something different approach to life, because that can get you in a lot of places. I mean, yes, it is not good the way it is. It is being run poorly. Yeah. Why would it get better if they're appointed?
Yeah,
and and this
not a guarantee it would.
I mean, Brown and the governor and Tommy Tuberville, and they're all making this circular logic argument that well, the people who are there, they were appointed anyway, so why should that bother you? But by the same token, we need to get rid of these appointees who are doing a terrible job. I mean, which one is it, guys? It makes no sense.
And there was that phone call that's been circulating. Apparently, the Alabama Power lobbyist had called Energy Alabama, which is the energy advocate group, basically trying to get them on board with it, and that before it was ever filed. So they obviously, Alabama Power somehow involved behind the bill.
Alabama Power wants this to happen. If they didn't want it to happen, they would be saying something about it.
Yeah.
And the reason this is happening is because Alabama Power wants it to happen, because they saw what occurred in Georgia, and that was that the Public Service Commission there, which has 5 commissioners, 2 of those were turned over.
Which is what Chip Brown told me is the reason he filed it too.
Yeah, and Chip has admitted that's what it's about.
He told me that after he filed the bill.
He's couching it as a Republican versus Democrat type of issue to make it something people want to swallow. But the reality of it is that they're both Beaker and Ogden, who are running for election this year.
Yeah.
They face Republican opposition as well.
Yeah.
So you can vote. You could vote for a Republican if you don't want a Democrat in there. You could vote these guys out. And I mean, Beaker's the son of another guy who
Chip Beaker.
Yeah, he was on it for years. His dad had been on it, so Chris Beaker's. But so it's. I mean, these guys. It's not only it's nepotism on top of it. I mean, they put him in.
Yeah. Family tradition.
I'm in favor of whatever gets them to exercise their right to make Alabama Power open their books, which hasn't happened since 82.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the whole issue here and that's what Alabama Power is fighting against. And as we've pointed out,
$1 billion in profits last year.
Yeah, I mean, the Public Service Commission it's not just a right; they are supposed to open the books and look at these things. When people want a rate increase, they're supposed to look at it and make a decision on why should you get a rate increase. Because, I mean, in Alabama Power's case, for instance, they're guaranteed a profit. So, if their profit is such that, they need a rate increase to keep that profit level, then it is up to the Public Service Commission to look at it and see what they're doing with their money.
Yeah. I think there's also some outstanding questions of, when they have a fine, are they required to pay that fine out of their revenue? We don't know that. There's a bunch of other things that would actually be answered if their books were open. We could confirm.
Spend $20 million a year from their charitable foundation, and it is all. If you go through and look at it, the vast majority of it is not spent on anything charitable whatsoever, and they go to a lot of things that are connected with people who work with Alabama Power or were working with Alabama Power, and they give away hundreds of thousands of dollars to organizations that are doing things that with people who used to work for them or do work for them.
And a huge marketing budget. Yep. Why you need a marketing budget in a captive market, I don't know, but massive marketing.
And then on top of that, there's lobbying. And on top of that, it's just there's a lot of stuff that goes on.
Yeah, so, and what are they marking off as operating expenses, and what's coming out of their bottom line?
So I mean, that's where all this comes from. I think you can put me down as firmly against this concept of appointment. As I pointed out in my column this past week, that the governor has received $336,000 from Alabama Power since 2014. The 2 other people, the President Pro Tem of the Senate and the Speaker of the House, both have received lots of money from them. This is just giving money directly to the people who make the appointments.
And there's
how this takes politics out of it makes zero sense to me.
Sense at all. And there's no good guarantee that the appointments could be made, as in the Ethics Commission.
Yeah. We have
several seats open on that.
Governor Ivey has left 2 of those positions open for more than 3 years. And even though there's a state law that says she has to appoint them, she has not done it.
Yeah.
So what's going to make the next governor appoint somebody to the position if they don't want to? They could have 1 public service commissioner or 2 and just leave it open. Anyway, that's the latest on that. And I think it'll, I don't think it's going away. I don't think this thing is going away.
Not going away.
I think exactly what you said. They took it off. They sidelined a little bit because it was getting hot.
It was getting hot.
The phones were ringing and whatever, and they're hoping they can just sneak it in when nobody's looking or just kind of do something else. I think that's what you're going to try to see here.
Yeah, well, we will stay on it.
Absolutely. Well, that's all we have for Lagniappe Pod this week, folks, and we will be back next Thursday. Y'all have a great week.
Love you. Bye.
The Lagniappe Pod is a Something Extra publishing production. Executive producers are Rob Holbert and Ashley Trice. Music is by Some Pulse Sounds and Electro Animals. Only subscribers like you have access to this podcast. Tell your friends they can sign up at my.lagniapperedbill.com. For advertising opportunities, please call 251-450-4466.